Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most shocking moments in daytime television history, Elton John being kicked off Lorraine Kelly's show after a fiery clash that left viewers stunned and social media ablaze. Picture this, it's a crisp morning in the ITV studios, the lights are bright, the audience is buzzing with anticipation, and Lorraine Kelly, the queen of morning chat shows, is all smiles as she introduces her legendary guest, Sir Elton John. Known for his flamboyant style, timeless hits like Rocket Man and Your Song, and his candid personality, Elton has always been a crowd favorite, but on this fateful day, things took a dramatic turn. Lorraine, with her warm Scottish charm and decades of hosting experience, started the interview innocently enough, delving into Elton's illustrious career, his recent tours, and his advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights. The conversation flowed smoothly at first, with Elton sharing anecdotes from his early days in the music industry, reminiscing about collaborations with icons like Bernie Taupin and his friendship with Princess Diana. He even teased a new album in the works, sparking excitement among fans. However, as the chat progressed, Lorraine steered the discussion towards more personal territories, asking about Elton's family life with husband David Furnish and their two sons, Zachary and Elijah. Elton, ever the protective father, responded graciously, but you could sense a subtle tension building. Then came the pivotal moment when Lorraine innocently inquired about Elton's past struggles with addiction and how he's maintained sobriety. This is where the sparks began to fly. Elton, who has been open about his battles in his memoir Me, felt the question was too probing for a light-hearted morning show. He retorted sharply, saying, "Lorraine, I've talked about this enough, let's move on to something positive." But Lorraine, perhaps misjudging the mood, pressed on, suggesting that sharing such stories inspires others. The audience gasped as Elton's face turned red, his iconic glasses fogging up slightly from the heat of the moment. He interrupted her mid-sentence, exclaiming, "This isn't therapy, this is supposed to be fun." The studio fell silent, and producers backstage scrambled, knowing this could escalate. Lorraine tried to diffuse with a laugh, but Elton wasn't having it. He launched into a tirade about media intrusion into celebrities' private lives, citing examples from his own experiences with tabloids hounding him during his lowest points. He accused the show of sensationalism, saying, "You invite me here to promote my work, not to dissect my past like some autopsy." The back and forth intensified, with Lorraine defending her line of questioning as standard for interviews, emphasizing that fans want the real story. Elton countered by pointing out the double standards in celebrity journalism, how male artists like him are grilled on personal failings while others get a pass. Viewers at home were glued to their screens, tweeting furiously about the unfolding drama. Social media exploded with hashtags like #Elton vs Lorraine and #FieryClash, some siding with Elton for privacy rights, others praising Lorraine for tough questions. As the segment dragged on, Elton's voice rose, his British accent thickening with emotion. He recounted specific instances where invasive questions led to mental health struggles, urging for more empathy in media. Lorraine, maintaining her composure, attempted to steer back to lighter topics like his fashion sense or favorite performances, but Elton was on a roll. He even brought up broader issues in the entertainment industry, like ageism and how veteran artists are treated. The clock was ticking towards a commercial break, but the tension was palpable. Finally, as Elton slammed his hand on the table, not too hard, but enough to jolt everyone, Lorraine signaled to the floor manager. Whispers in earpieces, quick decisions made. The decision was swift. Elton was asked to leave the set. He stood up dramatically, adjusting his suit, and stormed off, muttering under his breath about respect and boundaries. The audience murmured in shock, and Lorraine, ever the professional, wrapped up the segment with an apology to viewers for the interruption, promising more guests later. This incident not only made headlines but sparked debates on interview ethics. Elton later took to Instagram, posting a cryptic message about knowing when to hold them and when to fold them, referencing his own lyrics. Fans rallied behind him, while critics accused him of diva behavior. Lorraine's show ratings skyrocketed that week, proving that controversy sells. But let's dive deeper into what led to this clash. Elton's history with the press has been tumultuous, from his coming out in the 70s to his feuds with Madonna and others. He's no stranger to public spats. Lorraine, on the other hand, has built her career on relatable, heartfelt conversations, rarely facing such backlash. Perhaps it was a clash of generations or simply a bad day. Whatever the case, this moment will be replayed in TV blooper reels for years. Stay tuned as we explore the aftermath in the next part of this script. Now, let's rewind a bit to understand the build-up to this infamous clash on Lorraine Kelly's show. Elton John, the piano-playing sensation who has sold over 300 million records worldwide, was promoting his latest documentary, Never Too Late, which chronicles his farewell tour and personal reflections. The invitation to appear on Lorraine seemed perfect, a friendly platform to reach his UK fan base. Lorraine Kelly, celebrating over 30 years on television, is beloved for her down-to-earth style, often chatting about everything from celebrity gossip to health tips. The episode was themed around icons of music, with Elton as the star guest. As he arrived at the studio, dressed in a vibrant sequin jacket and his signature tinted glasses, the atmosphere was electric. Backstage, makeup artists fussed over him, and he shared laughs with the crew. Lorraine greeted him warmly, exchanging pleasantries about the weather and mutual friends in the industry. The interview kicked off with clips from Elton's concerts, the crowd roaring as he belted out "I'm Still Standing." Lorraine praised his resilience, calling him a national treasure. Elton beamed, thanking her and recounting funny stories from his Rocketman biopic, how Taron Egerton captured his essence perfectly. They discussed his knighthood, his charity work with the Elton John AIDS Foundation, and even his love for football, supporting Watford FC. Things were going swimmingly until Lorraine shifted gears to his retirement plans. Elton explained he wanted more time with family, away from the grueling tour life. Then, she asked about regrets, specifically his publicized tantrums and legal battles. Elton's smile faded slightly, but he answered diplomatically at first, admitting to past mistakes but emphasizing growth. However, when Lorraine brought up a recent tabloid story about a supposed feud with another artist, Elton's patience snapped. "That's rubbish, absolute rubbish," he declared, waving his hand dismissively. Lorraine, sensing juicy content, probed further, asking for his side. This is where the fiery exchange ignited. Elton accused her of feeding into gossip mills, saying, "You're better than this, Lorraine. Let's talk music, not hearsay." She countered that public figures invite scrutiny, leading to a heated debate on fame's price. The audience shifted uncomfortably as voices raised. Elton referenced his 2019 autobiography, where he bared all, questioning why rehash old wounds. Lorraine insisted it was about inspiration, sharing how his story helped others. But Elton wasn't convinced. He delved into the mental toll of constant exposure, mentioning his therapy sessions and how privacy is a luxury. The clash escalated when Elton brought up gender biases in interviews, noting female hosts sometimes push harder on male guests' vulnerabilities. Lorraine defended her profession, citing her own experiences with intrusive questions. Back and forth they went, with Elton's iconic quip turning sharp, quipping, "If I wanted an interrogation, I'd go to MI5. Laughter mixed with tension in the studio. Producers monitored from the control room, debating intervention. As the segment overran, Lorraine tried to wrap up, but Elton interrupted with a passionate monologue on respect for artists' boundaries. He stood up briefly, pacing a bit, his energy commanding the set. Finally, after a particularly pointed remark from Elton about morning TV fluff turning into ambush journalism, Lorraine had enough. She politely but firmly asked him to leave, saying, "I'm sorry, Elton, but we need to move on." He obliged with a dramatic exit, blowing a kiss to the audience amidst mixed applause and boos. Post-show, the internet erupted. Clips went viral on TikTok and Twitter, with memes of Elton's expressions flooding feeds. Celebrities weighed in. Some like James Corden supported Elton, others like Piers Morgan criticized his outburst. Lorraine issued a statement via ITV, expressing regret over the misunderstanding and wishing Elton well. Elton, in turn, posted a photo with his family, captioning it "Family first, always." This event highlighted the fragile line between entertainment and intrusion in media. Analysts speculated if it was staged for publicity, but insiders confirmed it was genuine. Ratings for Lorraine hit a high, and Elton's documentary streams surged. In the end, both emerged unscathed, perhaps even stronger in public eye. But the question remains, was this clash inevitable given their strong personalities? As we continue, let's examine the immediate reactions from fans and media outlets alike. Diving deeper into the fiery clash that saw Elton John kicked off Lorraine Kelly's show, let's explore the exact words exchanged that turned a routine interview into a battlefield. It all started innocently with Lorraine asking, "Elton, you've had such an incredible journey. What advice would you give to young artists struggling with fame?" Elton replied thoughtfully, "Stay true to yourself and surround yourself with good people." But then she followed up with, "And how did you cope with your own demons, like the addictions you bravely overcame?" Elton paused, his expression shifting from amiable to annoyed. "Lorraine, I've covered this ground many times. Can we focus on the positives?" Undeterred, Lorraine pressed, "But your story is so inspiring, viewers want to hear how you triumphed." That's when Elton erupted, "Inspiring, or just fodder for ratings? I'm here to talk about my music, not relive my lowest moments on national TV." The audience gasped audibly, and Lorraine's eyes widened in surprise. She tried to calm things. "No offense intended, Elton, it's just conversation." But he shot back, "Conversation? This feels like an inquisition. Do you ask every guest about their personal hells?" The debate heated up as Elton elaborated on the media's role in exacerbating mental health issues among celebrities, citing statistics from his foundation about suicide rates in the industry. Lorraine countered by sharing her own anecdotes of interviewing stars who appreciated opening up. "It's therapeutic for some," she said. Elton scoffed. "Therapeutic? Try exploitative. I've paid my dues. I don't owe anyone my trauma on demand." Voices overlapped, with Elton gesturing animatedly and Lorraine maintaining a composed demeanor. Though her cheeks flushed, the floor manager signaled for a break, but the cameras kept rolling, capturing every moment. Elton then brought up historical context, referencing how the press hounded him during his 1980s excesses, leading to isolation. "You lot thrive on our falls," he accused. Lorraine defended, "We're here to celebrate you, not tear you down." But the damage was done. Elton stood, declaring, "I'm done with this charade." As he walked off, he turned back, "Respect the boundaries, Lorraine." Security escorted him out amid stunned silence. The show cut to commercials abruptly, leaving viewers in shock. In the aftermath, social media platforms lit up like fireworks. Twitter threads dissected every word, with #Elton John trending worldwide. Fans praised his stand against invasive questioning, posting comments like "Elton is right, leave the man alone." Others felt he overreacted, saying Lorraine was just doing her job. Media outlets scrambled for exclusives. The Sun ran headlines like "Elton's explosive exit," while The Guardian analyzed it as a commentary on celebrity culture. ITV released a statement, "We regret any discomfort caused and value Sir Elton's contributions." Elton's team responded with "Sir Elton stands by his words, privacy matters." Celebrities chimed in. Lady Gaga tweeted support, "Boundaries are key in our world," while Sharon Osbourne sided with Lorraine, "Tough questions come with the territory." The incident sparked broader discussions on talk show formats, with experts debating if morning TV should stick to fluff or delve deeper. Viewership analytics showed a 40% spike for the episode, proving drama drives numbers. Elton, unfazed, continued his promotions elsewhere, appearing on Graham Norton where the vibe was lighter. Lorraine addressed it on her next show, "Yesterday was unexpected, but we move on with love." Yet, rumors swirled of behind-the-scenes apologies. Some speculated it boosted both careers. Elton's defiant image reinforced Lorraine's show gaining edginess. As clips circulated on YouTube, compilations with dramatic music amassed millions of views. This clash wasn't just a spat, it was a cultural moment reflecting evolving attitudes towards mental health and media ethics. Critics pondered if such incidents signal a shift, with stars pushing back more assertively. In interviews post-event, Elton elaborated in Rolling Stone, "I wasn't angry at Lorraine personally, it's the system." Lorraine, in Hello magazine, said, "I admire Elton immensely, no hard feelings." Their mutual respect endured, hinting at possible future reconciliation. But for now, the video of the clash remains a viral sensation, reminding us of the thin line between entertainment and exploitation. As we continue unraveling the saga of Elton John being kicked off Lorraine Kelly's show after that fiery clash, let's examine the broader implications and how it resonated across the entertainment world. Immediately after the incident, the studio buzzed with whispers. Crew members exchanged glances, wondering if this would make or break the show's reputation. Lorraine, a veteran host since the 1980s, handled the transition seamlessly, introducing the next segment on cooking tips with her trademark smile, though insiders noted she seemed shaken. Elton, meanwhile, was seen leaving the building briskly, paparazzi swarming outside for comments. He declined, hopping into his chauffeured car, but later that day, his social media activity spoke volumes. A post quoting his song "Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word," interpreted by fans as a subtle jab. The clash quickly became fodder for late-night shows. Jimmy Fallon parodied it on The Tonight Show, with a skit featuring impersonators exaggerating the drama. In the UK, Have I Got News For You devoted a segment to it, poking fun at both parties. Public opinion split. Polls on ITV's website showed 55% supporting Elton's privacy stance, 45% backing Lorraine's journalistic approach. Advocacy groups like Mind, the mental health charity, commended Elton for highlighting interview boundaries, releasing statements on respectful questioning. Conversely, journalism unions defended probing interviews as essential for authenticity. The event even influenced stock prices slightly. Elton's music catalog saw a streaming boost, while ITV shares dipped momentarily before recovering on the publicity wave. Digging into Elton's history, this wasn't his first public outburst. Remember his 2008 rant at photographers or his 2010 feud with Billy Joel? It fits his passionate persona. Lorraine, too, has faced controversies, like her 2019 tax dispute, but emerged stronger. Analysts suggested the clash was amplified by post-pandemic sensitivities, with celebrities more guarded about personal disclosures. Fan reactions varied globally. In the US, where Elton has a massive following, forums like Reddit's r/POFheads debated ethics. In Australia, breakfast shows replayed clips with commentary. Merchandise popped up overnight. T-shirts with "Boundaries Matter" and Elton's face. Legal experts weighed in on whether defamation suits could arise, but both sides downplayed it. A week later, Elton appeared on The Late Late Show with James Corden, laughing it off. Lorraine's lovely "Just a Bad Question Day." Lorraine reciprocated on her show, playing a montage of Elton's hits and wishing him success. Yet, the video clip continued circulating, edited with dramatic effects on platforms like Instagram Reels. This incident underscored the power dynamics in celebrity interviews, prompting training sessions for hosts on sensitive topics. ITV reviewed protocols, emphasizing guest comfort. Elton's foundation benefited, with donations spiking as awareness grew. In a twist, rumors of a joint charity event surfaced, though unconfirmed. The clash also inspired think pieces in the New York Times and The Telegraph, exploring fame's toll. For younger audiences, it became a TikTok trend, with users recreating the argument in duets. Overall, what started as a morning mishap evolved into a catalyst for change in media practices. As we reflect, it's clear both Elton and Lorraine are icons who weathered the storm gracefully. Their resilience shines through, turning conflict into conversation. Moving forward, perhaps this paves the way for more empathetic dialogues on screen. But let's not forget the human element behind the glamour. Emotions run high. In conclusion for this segment, the fiery clash serves as a reminder that even legends have limits. Turning our attention to the aftermath and lasting legacy of Elton John's dramatic exit from Lorraine Kelly's show following their fiery clash, it's fascinating to see how the story unfolded in the days and weeks that followed. Media outlets worldwide picked up the narrative, with BBC News featuring it in their entertainment roundup, labeling it the Clash of Titans. Tabloids like Daily Mail splashed photos of Elton's stern face, speculating on behind-the-scenes drama. Lorraine addressed viewers directly in her next episode. "What a whirlwind yesterday was. Elton is a legend, and I hope we can laugh about it someday." Her ratings soared, attracting curiosity viewers. Elton, strategic as ever, used the buzz to promote his causes, tweeting links to his foundation with the message "Turn negativity into positivity."